Alright, there we go. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Turn Based Podcast, episode 6. And today we're going to talk mostly about some of the NX rumors. We're going to discuss about a console that simply does not exist and simply Nintendo doesn't want to exist. So, what have you seen from the NX this week?
Were you referring to like the Tesco rumor that's been floating about lately?
Yeah, mainly that. I mean, could you explain that? That's a local store, right?
Yes, it is a local store here we have in the UK. There are some other like types of supermarkets out there, like Asda's, Morrison's, and Sainsbury's that we have here. But we can talk about supermarkets in a different subject level in the UK and British economy as it is. But yes, Tesco's is a local supermarket store that I go to regularly for like my food shopping plus
Yeah.
video games and entertainment as it
Yeah,
is.
Steven likes to talking a lot about Tesco's. Now, just hang with us. We'll get to why this is important. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, because I just enjoy going to Tesco's for like my video games as it is, and like say for example, if I do my food shopping, I get like points, you see, and I put them points towards getting some vouchers I get in the post, and I get a few pounds off like video games, etc.
Right. Yeah. So, Tesco's, your what can you call it? Local. It is huge, right? You have plenty of them all over
Yeah,
UK,
we
right?
have like loads here in the UK, let alone other supermarkets, as I said.
All right. Okay. So the deal is the story is that Tesco's they open up pre-orders for the Nintendo NX, Nintendo's upcoming system that's supposed to come out in March. And they were now this was kind of shady because they were actually filing this as being released in December 31st, which that should just be very alarming right there because December 31st usually is the date for anything that doesn't have a confirmed release date. So just be aware of that. Also, you should be aware that they said, what did they say? They call it the Nintendo NX Wii U, which is what it said. So there's a lot of like red signs there, but it's still interesting because they were pricing it at what I believe was 350. Was it?
Yeah, it's like 350 UK pounds, let alone it's like
Ah,
a convert.
pounds.
Yeah, it's a yeah, let alone it's like $450 in America,
Damn.
let alone the conversion as
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
450. Yeah, 450 in the US. Huh, that's a maybe a little bit steep for a system that is going to be very underpowered, compared to the Xbox One and the PS4. Or what do you think?
Yeah, let alone the whole next generation of consoles as it is. Well, and it's a bit too soon to say, let alone 4K gaming as it is.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's viable considering it's once again going to be a thing with like a tablet and a power module and thing. Just based off the mock-ups that we've been hearing from, like they've been just all over the place. We've seen mock-ups of the controller looking like an iPad with two Wiimotes on the side. We've seen mock-ups where you put it in a dock, but it's all over the place. And the reason I haven't been able to make any videos talking about the NX is just because I don't feel like talking about rumors. I don't feel like talking about. I don't know. It's just all up in the air over here, and it's just like I don't know. What do you think?
I know what you're trying to say, little in rumours and links as it is, even though, for example, this is an example, I hear loads of things about what I know it's already been announced now and it's already out now, and that is the iPhone 7. There's been like tons of like leaks and like what's the word?
Yeah, but you
Controversy
always know
about
you
certain
always know what the
things.
iPhone is going to be looking like. It's going to be one button. It's going to have a big screen, bigger every time, 4K or HD, like 1080p screen. You always kind of know what the iPhone is going to be like. It's gonna look the same except thinner. That's how it looks every time, and the no audio jack kind of came true and all. But with the NX, it's just been at first it was all over the place, but then it kind of narrowed down to certain specifics. We started to learn that it was going to be a hybrid console like several years ago, and then we started to like we saw the oval one. I can actually start bringing up some pictures because we have like man, the oval one was just that one was hideous, but I actually thought it looked kind of cool, which I don't know. I must have been like high when I saw that and thought it was cool, but thank God that turned out to be a fake. We've had some other like really weird ones. Like the one I'm showing now is where you can detach the controller from from the the tablet itself. Um, but for some reason, there just been a lot of different versions. But they all start to look very similar to one another.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, let alone all the leaks and mock-up images as it is. But, you can never tell these days, let alone I have not saying like seen. I mean, back in the like Xbox One and PlayStation 4 days, I seen like this and that, and it's just like, you can never tell really with all these rumors and leaks as it is.
Yeah, um, that's why it's man. When we decided to venture out on making an entire podcast dedicated to talking about the NX, that's kind of like just making an entire podcast talking about the I don't know God. It's just nobody or just something just nobody knows. Like it's just impossible to know anything.
Yeah, I know we don't want to go into too much like controversy like that, but I get what you're trying to say in general.
But it is always fun to speculate. I just
Mm,
I like that. Man,
mm.
there's goddamn like this. I'm not. Are you seeing the pictures that I'm showing on the
Yes, I
screen?
am.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
though it's a bit of delay for
Yeah. There's a
me.
bit of delay. Okay, but the one I'm showing off on the screen, which should be visible to you soon. This one was just I don't get the design of this one. This is the one where the two controllers are attached to one another, like in the bottom, and I don't understand why they have to do that. I at first I maybe thought like the idea was to be a steering wheel, but you can tell like one big alarming thing you can tell right away when seeing this image is that they're showing off picture of like Zelda Breath of the Wild. You're seeing the guy running, you're seeing Link
Yeah.
running on the image, and he's not even moving the left joystick. So it's just it screams mock up. They're not even trying in this picture.
Yeah, let alone like not saying about the TV as it is, let alone I get what you're trying to say, let alone using like not saying all TV, but I mean like, trying to put an image onto a TV and trying to make it look reasonable, I mean, on the picture itself.
Yeah, and the my God, the thing in corner, you can see the dock right there, and it's that one looks actually kind of cool. I mean, the tablet itself looks nice if they can make like a Wii U gamepad without the big like buttons on the side and just be a tablet in itself that you could bring around. But one big problem here is just there would be way too many components. There would just be too many things. Like imagine if you give this to your kid and they lose like the controllers on the sides and then they're just stuck with a tablet that you can't use for any gaming.
Let alone adapters as it is.
Yeah,
Apple.
yeah. And some people might be saying, well, it's kind of like if you lose the controller for a console, but the difference is you don't bring it with you. So um, that's just the odd thing here. Um, like me personally, though, I'm probably going to get the NX because I am a huge Nintendo fan,
Yeah,
uh,
same.
and quite frankly, it's I don't care that it's underpowered or anything because um, I just I just this might sound very generic to say, but I buy Nintendo consoles to play Nintendo games, and I know that's not gonna make it sell well because that was the what could you say the trap that the Wii U fell into, that it only had first party games,
I know
and
what you're referring to as well, even though we're going to be discussing that in a bit.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, because you're big into Nintendo, so you bought the Wii U just to play like
Yeah,
Nintendo
I
games.
just want to play first party games in general, even though I would like to build up my Wii U library as it is, but I just never got around the time to be able to try out some Wii U titles as it is. But I enjoy the Wii U as it is. Wii U has had its good what life cycle as it is for all the, mishaps that's been leading
Yeah,
to, let alone the less fair pie support and all that. It's a bit of a
yeah.
shame, really.
Yeah, it's kind of been like that ever since the I'd say GameCube. It's been dwindling down ever since the Nintendo 64. But I never did mind that because like Nintendo 64 was the first Nintendo system that I got, and I always just saw Nintendo system as the system that plays first party games. Which I get you need third party games to sell the system, but to me that from my perspective, like I don't. Uh, yeah, yeah. Linkage Tribal is commenting in the comment section, so saying that the Wii U like fucked up, and they totally did. I'm like me being a huge fan of the Nintendo. of just Nintendo in general, I am kind of disappointed by the Wii U. Not just like in terms of its sales, but I am disappointed in just quality in general. But we could get onto that later on. What the thing with the NX is, I'll buy it. I'll buy it either way. I just want Nintendo to come out with a proper Mario game this time around. I want them to come out with their Zelda game.
Mm.
The big the problem with the Wii U, they like think about with the Wii, they managed to come out with a Zelda game, a Mario game, and a Metro game all within the first year of that system. Then
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Like back on the Wii days,
yeah,
there's then games have been great on the Wii.
yeah. Now the Wii U hasn't had any of them. It has not had a Metroid game. It hasn't had a Zelda game. It's going to have one at the very end of the generation, and it hasn't had a proper Mario. Like I don't count 3D World. I'm sorry, but 3D World is
Yeah, let
nothing.
alone the Twilight
Yeah.
HD remake. Well, that kind of doesn't count in a way,
No.
also.
No. That's there's it doesn't count. Honestly, Twilight Princess HD is probably the best experience I've had on the Wii U so far, which is a real shame, seeing how it's a re-release of a re-release. So
Mm.
yeah. Also, the Wind Waker HD one was very nice to have. But the thing is, like you're saying, okay, we're going to get a new Zelda game like at the very end of the generation, but by then we're probably gonna be getting it on the NX. So the Wii U really has been going an entire generation without a Zelda game, without a proper Mario, and without a Metroid. Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're
Mario
referring
Maker
to.
was fun though, but
Yeah,
not
it was
like a
still fun
yeah, not
though.
a but
Yeah.
not a proper like a proper
No, no, I know what you
Mario.
mean.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but I don't know, like, what are your final verdicts on the Wii U? Because that's what we wanted to touch on in this podcast. There
I
really isn't
know.
much more to say about the NX. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
we've
bit of a
seen them.
dry.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a dry week, anyways.
yeah. That's why
Yeah.
we just wanted to point out the NX and stuff, and we just wanted to make this a kind of Nintendo focused podcast. We're also going to be talking a bit about Forza Horizon 3
Yeah, because we
for the
played it a bit today.
Xbox
Yeah.
listeners. So we're I hope we're not like turning off all the Xbox people or the PlayStation or the people who are more into the next gen systems. But that's kind of what I want to do with my podcast, is just kind of theme every episode to certain things and try to like
Lolo, dry
yeah.
news as it is.
Yeah, it is dry news, so we'll see. We'll probably get a bit of a different audience with this with this podcast overall. But no, like, what is your final verdict on the Wii U, seeing how we're getting very close to the generation?
I enjoyed it as it is, regardless, even though they had some flop issues like, less third party support and this and that. Well, and not just in the first party Nintendo in general, like the games as it's been good, it's just
Yeah.
been a bit of a flop as it is.
There are some decent games, but nothing great. I am slightly disappointed by the Wii U. I think it's a good system, but I am slightly disappointed by it. Like I said, without the lack of a Zelda, Mario, and Metroid has been very disappointing. I mean, yeah, you
Mm.
might point out, okay, they had Splatoon, which is a new IP, but I don't feel like playing an online game that doesn't have a voice chat. That just kind
Yeah, I
of
know
turned me
what you're
off.
referring to. Even though I enjoy Splatoon, I enjoyed the game as a new IP, even though I do own like a Splatoon cushion, and plus I do have my Splatoon watch face on my Pebble watch and all that. But I just enjoyed the IP as it is, let alone a particular IP that's been dominated at the moment as Overwatch. But other than that, though, you get what I'm trying to say in general. It's just nice to have a new IP.
Yeah. Ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Ah!
Gotta. No, do it, do it.
No, I was gonna say I forgot the phrase now. Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Is that another Overwatch reference?
Yeah, it's another Overwatch reference, like
Great,
Tracer in general.
great. That's awesome. And I haven't played that game, but it's great. We're continuing the Overwatch references, and that's great. Uh,
Overwatch.
yeah. So, my verdict on the Wii U is the probably the best game I played, like new game I played on the system, was Super Smash Brothers, which that's in a way kind of pathetic to think, because you're always expecting a new Super Smash Brothers for every game, for every system. Like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart are probably the big highlights, which those are like the least shocking to get. Like you're always gonna get those. Um, I mean, you might argue like I could have said the same thing if we got a Zelda or a Mario, but at least with those games, like they usually I don't know what it is. I just want more than just Smash and Mario Kart for every generation.
I know what
Uh,
you're trying to say. Even I enjoyed Splatoon, like I said beforehand, that like Mario Maker, it's a good game, even though it's
yeah,
nice
yeah,
to implement, reusable levels rather than the harder levels as it is. But I
right.
still enjoyed that sort of concept on the Wii U as it is.
Yeah, the Linkage Tribal is pointing out a good thing, good point though. He's saying that the NX is going to get some Wii U games re-released
Yeah,
for the NX.
yeah, I heard about that as well.
Yeah. That was a room for quite a while ago, but that's interesting. I heard they were going to do like Super Mario Maker for the NX, which Nintendo would be crazy to not put that on the NX. They're going to put that on the 3DS, and
Let alone
that made
porting 3D, porting their Wii U games on the 3DS, which is understandable
yeah.
marketing wise, since the 3DS is a selling platform for Nintendo at the moment, like
Yeah.
Amiibo as it is.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, you're certain that Amiibos are going to continue to work on the NX. I mean, you'd be crazy to think they wouldn't. Now, Super Mario Maker, yeah,
My Amiibo doesn't work. Screw you, Nintendo.
yeah. Now, Super Mario Maker is like an evergreen of Mario. People can make their own levels. There's absolutely not any reason why they wouldn't like make some sort of NX version of that game. I also heard they were going to port like Super Smash Brothers and I believe Splatoon and some other games.
Yeah.
It just makes a lot of sense. Um, I guess I don't know if they would necessarily port Smash Brothers or just make a new one. Some other people point out that maybe they would do like a DLC version, like have an ultimate version of Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U with like all the DLC and all the 3DS stages ported
Mm.
over.
Let, let alone for compatibility as it is like on the PlayStation Pro and all that.
Oh, they should bring over Mario Tennis though, the Ultra Smash one, because everybody loved that.
Mm.
But actually, the one on the GameCube was actually kind of good. In fact, the one on the GameCube, the Mario Power
Mm.
Tennis. So yeah, we shouldn't diss that franchise, but yeah, the new one on the
I
Wii U
got
was just really bare bones.
yeah, I was gonna say I got the yeah, it's the GameCube version, but it's like the Wii version where you basically had the
Oh
implemented
my
Wii
god.
controls.
Yeah, because they that was like the series of games were on the Wii where they were porting GameCube games over to the Wii, just adding like
Yeah,
motion controls.
I'm just saying
Uh,
I got that in general. I got it for a good price one time. I can't remember where or how I got it, but I got it anyways, knowing me.
right. Oh, okay. Yeah, because that was kind of I don't know. Did it work? Did like the tennis swings work on that?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's more Wii Sports like type thing. I can't remember. It's been a really a long time since I played it on the Wii,
Right.
but it was nice to have regardless.
Now we're really lowering ourselves. Now we're talking about Wii like this. Like our last few podcasts that we were like talking mostly about like next gen. We're talking Xbox. We're talking PlayStation, and now we're lowering ourselves to talking about the Wii.
Yeah, from NX to Wii U to
Yeah,
Wii.
we're going like further back in time. But no, honestly though, like the Wii, it's a kind of an underrated system, even though it sold a lot. I mean, I just love like Galaxy on the Wii, like Galaxy One and Two. As much shit I'm giving the Wii version of Twilight Princess, nevertheless, it is my favorite Zelda game, and it's not as good as the GameCube version in my opinion, but it's I mean it still works. It's still in my opinion the best Zelda game that there is, and it's
Mm.
playable on the Wii. And Metroid Prime 3. There's just a lot of really good games on the Wii. So I just
Yeah, I know that feeling when I played on the Wii, even though I jumped onto a different console at the time. But I'm happy for that, regardless. Not dissing Nintendo in
yeah,
any way. It's just it was the right move to do.
Brawl, Mario Kart Wii, just Boom Blocks was kind of fun. I mean, just it was good actually.
Mm.
Yeah, but the thing about the Wii U, I think the weird thing here is that a lot of people say, "Oh, but the Wii was very casual. Like it had so much shovelware on it. It was bad." The Wii U is much better because it doesn't have any shovelware, which is kind of an ironic thing to say because the Wii U doesn't have much shovelware, but it doesn't have much games in general. Compared to like the Wii, which had a lot of games and it had a lot of shovelware, so it makes it seem it makes it seem a lot more shallow. Um,
Mm.
if you look at it, like the Wii had two Zelda games. It had Twilight Princess. It launched with a Twilight Princess, and then it had Skyward Sword. a full year before the launch of the Wii U. Whereas the Wii U console itself hasn't had a single Zelda game at all. It's just had ports. It hasn't
I
had
know what you're
yeah.
referring to.
The Wii had two great Mario games, right? Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and it had New Super Mario Brothers Wii. And then the Wii U hasn't had any of those.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, am I missing out something with the Wii U? Am I missing out some other like? Am I missing out something here?
Well, and I get what the chat is saying about what the whole kid-friendly thing and all that.
Yeah, kid friendly. Um, but I don't think that's a major problem. I mean, you've seen how they've been kind of pushing the envelope with like the Zelda games and all. They're child friendly, but they're not like themed like that. I mean, they're still like creepy and moody, and you've seen the games like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. They're rated E. They're like technically for kids, but there's still a lot they can get away with. Like when you play Ocarina of Time and you see the zombies, there's nothing about it that says it's for kids.
I
There's
know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not looking at that and thinking, yeah, that's definitely a kids game. So I think
Hmm.
they managed to just get away with a lot of stuff, and I think that kind of works. That's kind of what Disney did back in the day when you saw a lot of the movies like Snow White and stuff, where they have like the G rating, but they get away with a lot of really
Yeah, I
creepy
know what you
things.
mean. I remember watching it when I was little.
Yeah, and it's not you don't always have to be edgy like Gears of War, like cutting heads and all that stuff, right? You look at Super Mario Sunshine, which had a kind of dark story in a way, but still is manages to be child friendly.
Yeah, like another thing back on Zelda, like Majora's Mask, you do
Yeah, it's
expect it
creepy
to
as
be
hell.
that scary. Yeah, yeah.
Rated E. That game is rated E, so um,
Mm.
there's that though. But the man, the Wii U, it's I'm hearing like a lot of my friends are saying, "Oh man, the Wii U is so great." But I don't know what I've been missing out. I mean, I didn't play the Bayonetta game. I don't know. I didn't play the Splatoon game. Was it that great?
It wasn't like that great, say, revolutionary type thing. It's just the mostly the new IP, let alone fan art as it is.
Right. I just I don't know. I just couldn't stand the idea of just playing a game where you couldn't chat with people. Like
Yeah,
when
I
you
know
go
what you're trying to say in general as a
yeah.
in the gaming aspect, but yeah, carry on.
When you're
Sorry.
going online, when you're on Xbox Live, you're playing, you're in a party chat. Like it's just the idea of not having that on the in a game. You might argue that maybe they expect people to talk on Skype, but that's ridiculous. You need to yeah. I mean, like you
Well,
need
then it's ironic since I'm using Skype to be able to talk to you for this podcast. But go on.
yeah, but not when gaming. I mean, you expect
Yeah,
having a built-in like chatting feature. That's ridiculous to not have that in the game itself.
yeah, I know what you're referring
And
to.
this just shows like how far behind Nintendo's been. Like with Mario Kart Wii, you can talk to one another, but
Hmm.
only in between the matches.
Yeah, I know what you mean because there was the limitations that Nintendo did on them sort of games on the Wii U with online features.
Yeah, that's just that's ridiculous. I don't understand like how they can be so far behind on that stuff.
Hmm. But then again, that's Nintendo. We gotta love
That
them.
that is Nintendo in a nutshell. I really hope they don't take down this stuff because we're showing Zelda footage.
Hmm.
No, like the thing that I was saying, and if anyone's like worried that the video will be taken down, no, they're not taking like they're only taking down stuff if it's being monetized, and we're not monetizing this.
I don't know.
Um,
It's just that I tried my very best to be like that on my channel, even though that my channel is not monetized. But I just it tried to make it seem legit, so to say, just to think like I am a big YouTuber and I do get my words mixed up. Monetization as it is, I'm just being, strict
yeah,
and all that,
but
being
hey,
like
but hey,
the
everybody,
YouTuber I am.
come back in a week, and if this video's taken down, then I'll eat my words. Please don't, Nintendo. Man, you remember like I think it was 2 podcasts ago when we were talking about the Sonic game that was
Hmm.
not being taken down. Like I was actually thinking more about that story because I think Sega kind of had to be kind because Sega is in like such a position where they can't really go around and take down videos. Like Nintendo still is pretty huge in a way. Like even though the last
Mm.
few systems haven't sold really well, the 3DS has, but they're still like they have a very good reputation, and I think it doesn't hurt them much to go around and take down videos and stuff,
Mm.
which it's kind of strange because in my opinion I think like my view on Nintendo has been really dwindling down for the last few years. I've been like, they really haven't had anything too exciting for the last few years, in my opinion.
I know what you're referring to, even though I still enjoyed buying their products, Lowland Amiibos and other types of variations as it is. But it's just how I am because I've been brought up through gaming from Nintendo, and it would have been if it would have been for Nintendo, it would have been as a game as I am. Let alone I switched various consoles, but I still enjoy all consoles as it is, let alone Nintendo as it is how it brought me up.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing, right? When I got my Wii U, I was expecting the system to just ooze with those great Nintendo titles. I was expecting a great 3D Mario game 1 year down the line, then a great Zelda 2 years down the line, then a Metroid at some point, and that it would just continue like that. And instead, what we got was a remake here and then a remake there and then 3D World, which was not a proper Mario, like proper 3D Mario, and then like
Mm.
I remember now the original reason that I got the Wii U at launch in the first place was to play this little game called Rayman Legends. That was a phenomenal game when it eventually came out. But that game was supposed to be like a very early Wii U exclusive title, and that was like the main reason that I got the Wii U. And then like I remember a few weeks before, like that game was going to come out in February, and then like just a few weeks before that came out, they delayed it to make it multi-platform and come out on the 360 and the PlayStation 3.
I know what you're trying to say, even though that yeah, it's a shame really how that just turned out to be. Even though I actually got the Wii U version of Rayman Legends just to
Right.
because it is the definitive
It
version,
is.
so to say, of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and I got a free copy on Xbox One through Games for Gold, but it should have been on the Wii U. It is the definitive version.
Yeah, and so when that game got delayed, I really just went through an entire year really not playing anything on my Wii U. I did try out the HD version of Wind Waker. I played through that, but that was about it. My first year of having the Wii U, I didn't touch it.
Mm.
I did not touch it at all. Like there was just nothing on it, and except yeah, then then E3 came along, 2014, and then the Super Mario 3D World announcement came along, and
Mm.
that was like I said my most disappoint. Like I never been that disappointed in an announcement ever because I was expecting like a big Mario game, like a Galaxy 3 or something huge, and then they just came out with with 3D World, which is just not what I was expecting.
I know what you're trying to say. Let alone through my playing through the Wii U has been like trying out these Wii U titles as soon as they come out. Even though I do lack on my Nintendo products as it is, like my 3DS and Wii U, because I just play whatever console I feel like playing. But I just enjoy how I played my Wii U since I got my Wii U as it is.
Right. Yeah, but aren't you? I mean, I know. I've been saying like my expectations now with the Wii U. Like, what were you expecting with the Wii U? Like, I don't know. What were you expecting to see on the Wii U?
Nothing. I just want to play blooming Nintendo. God damn it.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, yeah, to be honest.
No, didn't you like? Weren't you? I don't know. What were your visions? What did you expect?
I don't know, honestly. I just, like I said, just wanted to play Nintendo.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know what
That's
you're
fair enough.
referring to. I don't know what you're referring to if we did talk about something, but I can't remember. But anyways, it's just regardless, it's just want to play Nintendo.
Oh, well, okay. That sure. I mean,
I'm just gonna being completely honest.
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. That's fair. That's fair. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was like I was expecting you would, oh, like when I talk to someone who was like an early adopter of the Wii U, they're saying, "Oh, I'm a huge Zelda fan. I'm a huge Mario fan. Oh, I can't wait for that F-Zero. We never got an F-Zero. We never got we never got a proper Animal
Yeah,
Crossing. We never."
then it's all Nintendo people. I know what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Not like them sort of Nintendo people. Oh no no no. Sure, I do hear them people. I want my F-Zero. I want my Blue and Star Fox. Here's a Star Fox. Oh, that's complete utter. And
Utter shit.
yeah yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Nintendo they've been coming out with games, but they've tried like the absolute lowest. Like they've been trying to reach the lowest common denominator. Like, okay, we gotta have an Animal Crossing game. What can we possibly do? Let's make a board game. Let's make just the lamest kind of thing we can possibly come up with. All right, we need a Star Fox game. Okay, let's just make a remake of the one on the N64. All right, we need a Zelda game. Oh, how about, yeah? Haven't you heard of those Dynasty Warriors guys? Let's make a copy of Dynasty Warriors and put Link in it and call it a Zelda game. And
I'm guilty to play that, even though it's something different compared to all the other Zelda games. Even though I do enjoy Zelda games now and again,
yeah,
but it's nice and different.
yeah,
That's all
but
I'm saying.
right, all right, but it continues. Oh, let's make a Mario game. Oh, what should we do? Let's make a remake of the one on the 3DS and just call it World 3D World instead of 3D Land. I mean, it's just the mediocrity is just insane. Like the only like two true the true serious games that I felt like were an actual improvement over the games on the Wii were Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8. Those two games were very satisfying and very good.
Mm,
But other than that, it's just been just trying to hit the absolutely lowest point possible. And like we said, what was it called? Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, just the lowest common denominator. Like let's make the most basic version of Mario Tennis ever. While they had
mm,
like the one on the GameCube was far more complex, had far more content, and then the Wii
mm,
U version is just a shell of what it used to be.
I know what you're trying to say, let alone trying to recycle most things like sometimes Nintendo does.
Yeah, and now they're just going to re-release everything for the NX. Now that doesn't like what are you going to re-release? I mean, are they just going to re-release 3D World, re-release Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD and all the other like rehashes and remakes? I mean, there just there just isn't much there.
I know.
So my optimism is that they have been just saving up these great games for the NX. They've been working on a great 3D Mario game for all these years, and it's going to be grand and epic and huge. It's going to be this open world, phenomenal world like Super Mario 64 or Sunshine. It's going to be this just gigantic, incredible adventure. They've been working on this Zelda. We've seen them working on Zelda. Zelda is going to be great. That is going to be a phenomenal game. I
Indeed, even though it's caught in my eye, letting the RPG aspects feels more like Skyrim and more like sort of thing with
Yeah,
the items and whatnot, is what I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
exactly. It's even like catching your eye, and then I think people have to realize that when like Nintendo really are starting to, at least with this new Zelda game, it seems like they really are trying to appeal more to the adult gamer, even though the game still is looking cartoony and all. By being so deep, by not holding your hand, by having you just kind of go out and figure out things by yourself, that is appealing to the adult gamer. That is like Skyrim style or Witcher style, like an adult RPG or adventure game that just doesn't hold your hand. And I think, like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be bloody. It doesn't have to be dark and gritty in order to be appealing to adults.
I know what you're trying to say
Like
in general.
you would not give a an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old Breath of the Wild and have them play that game. They would get stuck. They would,
Mm,
like that game is certainly. I don't see that game being a game that a child would uh, be very good at playing.
I know what you're trying to say, let alone I do enjoy a good open world as it is, let alone many open world games I've played over the years.
Yeah. And like with the 2D Mario games, like when you're playing Mario Maker and you try out some of those stages are hard. That's not for kids.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, but you have to be a bit of a keen eye when it comes to playing a higher level. It's like, wait, did I just died like 50 odd times? I'm sure this is not hard.
Yeah, yeah, I know. So it's just it, Well, it's for adults. I mean, some of it's for adults and kids. I remember the term like family picture back when movies didn't want to just be for kids. They said, "Oh, this is not a movie for kids. This is a family picture. This is something that everybody can play or watch." Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I see Nintendo as. It really appeals to everyone.
Mm.
Um, but there's that. This could be a hard like transition because we've
Yeah,
been
I didn't. I was going to make a transition, but I didn't know how to say it anyways.
no the transition we're going to be making now is because we've been talking a lot about Nintendo, and uh, today the new Forza Horizon 3 came out, and
Well, an open world as it is, I tried to make a transition, but I failed.
yeah, but I already felt like this has been such a Nintendo focused podcast so far that I feel like jumping over to talking about Forza Horizon 3 would be like a bit jarring. But
Mm,
honestly, honestly, this is a gaming related podcast. We discuss everything. So without further ado, let's discuss Forza Horizon 3. I'll just let the footage of this boss play out, and then we'll show some footage of Forza Horizon 3. Because
okay then.
I did record some new footage. I'm not just gonna be showing like
Let
the
alone playing it with me this morning or
yeah, yeah.
whenever. Yeah, it was enjoyable. We enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, it was great. So I'm gonna be showing some new footage here, not just the old like demo footage that was showing
Let
two
alone
weeks
my
ago.
Lamborghini that actually played, which I bought and actually put some stickers on it, even though my Steety Films logo as it is, which is quite a nice touch. Which I did
Yeah,
do in past Forza games, where I just have just that template, just using letters, and just did it like that.
right. Oh yes, yes. We'll be showing that in a few minutes. But yeah, what are your like just initial opinions? You've been playing the game for like a few hours now. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I enjoyed the concept as it is, let alone playing it with you. It's a really nice feature that they implemented co-op campaign, which is the new addition to Forza Horizon in general, let alone in the new game as it is what I'm trying to say. I'm getting my words mixed up.
Right.
But it was a nice feature, and it was nice to play with you, even though that I haven't played much free roam, type games, mostly racing free roam type games online with most people. Because last time I played something like that was back when I played it with Burnout Paradise with
Burnout
someone.
Paradise was
Yeah.
amazing. That was an incredible game. And
Mm.
I've been having a long like hiatus from racing games. I said this in like 2 weeks ago, so I think I'll be just repeating a lot of the same stuff I said 2 weeks ago. But I had a long hiatus from racing games, and I'm on the same page as you. I haven't been playing like a big open world racing game since Burnout Paradise. I just feel like we haven't had anything like that. We've had just 1,000 Need for Speed games.
Yeah, I know
Uh,
that feeling.
but for some reason I just never I just never got into the Need for Speed games because they just I don't know, there's just something about them that just feels kind of lame and they've gotten very stale. Um, but I mean, this is really fresh, really new, and I gotta say like I can't really talk much about like the differences between this and Forza Horizon 2 because I
I know
didn't.
what you're trying to say, let alone I played the trilogy, so to say, of Forza Horizon, but
Right.
they're most of the same anyways. It's nice to implement new things into the newer games, what I'm trying to say from my point of view.
Yeah, so this certainly is your area of expertise. I tried out the free version of Forza Horizon 1 when it came out for Games with Gold, and then I tried the demo for Forza Horizon 2. But yeah, this is my first Forza game that I bought myself.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
purchase, to be
Yeah,
honest. Yeah.
yeah. And by the way, if you pay attention to the footage now, you'll see the back of Stevie T7's car. So yeah, you got yourself a Lamborghini in the game, and you put your logo on the back of the car,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because I did play that Lamborghini in Forza Horizon 2, which is the front cover on Forza Horizon 2. But yeah, I chose that vehicle because it had a nice rear to be able to showcase my stickers and whatnot. But yeah, I sometimes somewhat play Lamborghini cars in most
Let's
Forza
see
games.
here.
Let
Yeah,
alone let alone I don't mind cars as it is. I'm not a big petrol head as it is, you
petrol
know.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Man, maybe we can zoom in. I'm gonna try and zoom in and see if we can, like, see this. If we could see the logo, but I thought it was really cool. Um,
Mm,
yeah, it's kind of hard to see it.
it's all right.
I
Don't worry
know. Yeah,
about it.
we're kind of, yeah, but it was pretty cool. So you can like skin the cars, but I guess that's something you've had for quite a while in the Forza games.
It is a traditional thing with Forza Horizon and Forza in general to have them sort of features. And it's just nice though, you can get to customize anything, even though that loads of people in the community have made loads of different types of skins, stickers, vinyls, and other types of things you can make. And the community has done quite well with the art and all that when it comes to making like stickers and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry for just sounding like an absolute noob when talking about Forza. I've been nerding out about Zelda and Nintendo for like a half an hour now.
Yeah, I
I
know
guess
that feeling.
this is more your area of expertise because, but I gotta say I'm really enjoying the game so far. Um, like just playing through the small area of the game in the demo, it felt really huge. And now opening up the entire map and playing like through the city that you're seeing here, and there's the desert, and there's just an enormous world, and there's so much variety. There's so many racing types. Like you can do drifting and jumps and stuff like Burnout. You can do the on road driving like in traditional Forza. You can drive on the terrain or in the deserts, which feels like for example motorsport or dirt or just something along those lines. It has so many different racing genres all shoved into one.
I know what you're trying to say because I've played a few titles, even though I've mostly played Forza, but I know what you mean when I played certain titles like Dirt and some other games I can't think on the top of my head. But I know what you're trying to say, try to implement most of them features into a game.
Yeah, we lost some viewers when starting to talk about Forza. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be yeah, it's a slow week. Um, but I mean, the big thing was just Forza having released. I mean, it's I think it needs its fair share of being
At
discussed.
least we did an hour's worth and talk about some various things.
Yeah, that's true. I
But
mean,
even though we've been mostly been playing Forza Horizon and 3 today, which was enjoyable when we played it co-opally,
yeah,
which is
I
a
loved
nice
it.
feature.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, great segue because that oh, man, that co-op feature. Yeah, we're probably just gonna be talking mostly Forza Horizon 3 for the rest of the podcast. Maybe we'll throw in some bonus bits at the end. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that oh man, that co-op that was like something that surprised me quite a lot because I wasn't expecting. Wasn't expecting it to work out that well, but in co-op you play like you're one team and then you play against another team, and you have to kind of all do really well. So if one person on the team like messes up, that kind of is bad for the entire team. And it's not just about getting first place; it's about staying in first place for as long as possible. So it's
Yeah, like
yeah.
the I forgot what I was going to say. The checkpoints and all that to be able to stay on track and all that. Even though I did terribly on the first go, even though we was discussing how the mechanics work as it is.
Yeah, wonder if I can get some Warthog footage. I did record some Warthog footage because if you had Halo 5, uh, ding ding ding, look at that. Our views just went up 10 times by saying Halo 5. Great. Okay, so if you had Halo 5, you get the Warthog in the game, and the Warthog is really cool to drive. I don't know if there's any footage I recorded. I think I did record some footage. Here's seeing the Pepsi car though. That one is really nice. Uh, so people have just been making like a lot of really cool designs for these cars and all.
Yeah, let alone I tweak my own designs, like putting the CT Films logo and all that as it is.
How do you make the designs though?
You just basically set up a vinyl group and you just make anything out of it. Well, then, like I said beforehand, the community makes loads of ridiculous stuff out of that, just
Do,
then tools
do you
alone.
make that on the PC or do you make it on the console itself?
No, you just make it on the console.
Oh, I gotta try that
Yeah.
out. Hmm.
Yeah, I know it's just basic stuff that I can do, but I have done some stuff in past Forza games, so I couldn't be bothered to make it because it does take a little time to do most of like layers and stuff like that when it comes to building a vinyl.
Right. I still find it very interesting that throughout this podcast we've had more attention when talking about Nintendo than talking about Forza.
Mm.
That's it's an odd kind of thing because like talking like Nintendo's IP are so powerful. Everybody knows Mario. Everybody here comes the Warthog footage. Great. Like everybody knows Zelda. Everybody knows Mario, but nobody buys the systems. I don't get why. Like the Nintendo 3DS is selling well because it's a different thing, but it seems like the
Well,
Wii
importing
yeah.
them as it is. Sorry
Yeah,
to
but the
say.
Wii U was just like struggling from the very beginning with just first being too expensive and people thinking it was an accessory, and then just not having any games to support it at all. Like I had just had a hard time recommending the system throughout the
I
years.
know. Even though that I try to not saying recommend, but explain my thoughts and opinions about the Wii U as it is, let alone, as I am, like I said, I enjoy Nintendo as it is. I just bought the system just to try out Nintendo games as it is.
Yeah, so that's why um, I'm not having much hopes for the NX system. Like in terms of sales, I think it looks like a cool concept. I'm probably going to get it. I could imagine it maybe selling a little better maybe after a while, kind of like the 3DS did, because it was kind of slow to begin with, but then once the price went down, it like started selling pretty well. I could
Yeah,
imagine,
I know what
yeah.
you mean as an early adopter for the 3DS and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I predict that the NX is going to sell. It's going to sell better than the Wii U. I think it's not going to sell as well as the 3DS though, and certainly not as well as the Wii.
Yeah, I
Don't you
know what you're trying to say.
don't you think that's fair?
Yeah, let alone, like you said earlier, what adopters as it is and whatnot.
Yeah, but following the pattern, technically the NX should sell less than the Wii U because each system, each console since the Super Nintendo has been selling less and less, with the exception of the Wii. However, since they're making it a console and handheld hybrid, I think it could be once again an exception. So I think it's going to sell a little less than the 3DS, but
Hmm.
certainly more than the Wii U. That's just my prediction. I think it's a pretty safe prediction as well.
Fair enough. Even though that thing, even though it's still speculating on whatever the damn thing ever is going to release, let alone I didn't know. I would mind picking up one, but we'll have to see on the outcome, let alone next year as it is.
Yeah, here's the system again. Um, so yeah, I mean it's what was the release date? I still think
I think it was March.
it
Let,
was still going to
let
be
alone,
March.
let alone the thing that we discussed on the last podcast about the whole Zelda amiibos having a prediction date on when the NX and the new Zelda game comes out for the NX.
Yeah,
Mm.
I read like on some articles saying that pointing out that the system is not going to come out in December 31st, which I think is kind of a no shit thing. Of course, it's not going to come out in September. No, sorry, December 31st. 'Cause that's like after a week after Christmas, but that again, that is just a placeholder release date. If
Let
you,
alone the event thing that I've been hearing about when they're going to release an event showcasing it that I've been hearing about.
yeah,
Also, sorry to pitch in on there.
yeah, like, oh, good thing you pointed that out. I don't know when they're going to show that off. I've been hearing. I was hearing like November was going. They're going to show it sometime in November. Now it's sorry, September. Now it's September. It's September now, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
September
yeah. It's
now.
September 7th now. We didn't get any event. So now the rumors are about October. It's kind of like talking about the end of the world, right? The end of the world was pushed like, oh, 2000 is going to be the end of the world. No,
Yeah, that
2012 is going to
thing.
be the end of the world.
Yeah.
No, no, it's going to be
I
pushed
know what
back,
you're
push
referring
back, push
to.
back, push
Yeah.
back. It's like the same thing with the NX. Like the NX literally is the end of the world. End of the world for Nintendo, if it
Mm,
does bad.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, we've been talking.
Yeah, just a
Well,
normal.
yeah,
I thought we are going to be
for
a bit short, Lennon. We have discussed a lot of Nintendo, which is good. At least we get our opinions out.
yeah, we've been talking for almost an hour. We
Let
knew
alone
this.
dry,
Yeah.
let alone dry news as it is, but it should be a bit better in the upcoming weeks once better news comes out.
Yeah, I find it impressive that we found stuff to talk about at all. And the reason why I can't really go that deeply into talking about Forza Horizon 3 is because I've literally only played it for 2 hours so far. So
Yeah, same.
I don't
Know what
have
you
much I
mean.
don't have much new to say about it, besides what I said like on the podcast 2 weeks ago. So if you want my full opinion on like or a more fleshed out opinion on Forza
You can check
Horizon
out
3.
the other podcasts as well while you're at
Yeah,
it.
I think you're even better off just waiting for maybe next next week I'll probably discuss it even further, and because I just need to play the game a little more, and I might have a review of the game at some
Lily, you
point.
already have enough review plans as is, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. I've been working on my yeah. We could do the plugs because we're at
Sorry for the transition
yeah,
there.
because we're at the pretty much at the end. So I'm Adrian Passion. My Twitter is Adrian underscore Passion. I don't know why I put that underscore there. That's kind of dumb. Um, maybe I should. Can you change that on Twitter?
I think you can, but I think you have to, not saying get accepted, but I don't know how the Twitter
Yeah.
system works.
Yeah, but now I kept it for such a long time, and people will just be confused if I change it now. So yeah, my Twitter is Adrian underscore Passion. You should follow me there. I'll post my opinions on gaming related news and stuff much quicker over there, so you don't have to wait for the this weekly podcast or anything. I
Mm.
have been working on my Recore review, which should be up in a few days. I'm almost done editing it, so it should be up maybe tomorrow or in 2 days, I guess. I'll probably do a review of Forza Horizon 3 when I get the time. Also, my Recore review is going to be my first review showing my face in a very long time.
I know that. I know what you mean, Lachlan. As a somewhat viewer that watches somewhat of your videos, when you did some things where you did things on camera.
Yeah, and also I will be featured in an audition on the Console Corner on next Tuesday.
Ooh,
Yeah, so I'm auditioning, so we'll see how that goes. They're looking for like a new member on the Console Corner, so if I'll be member there, then I'll have two different podcasts to be on. However, that's going to be on Tuesdays, so if I do become a member there, then I'll probably move this podcast to a different day. But that's totally fine.
understandable. Let
Yeah.
alone it's still not saying it's a alpha or beta test. This is it's still nice to do regardless with you, regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's just cool. I like podcasting. I think it's fun to do. So yeah, that should be pretty much it. What about you? Like, what are you doing any videos this next week, or and where can
Yes,
we find you?
yeah, I'm actually working on some videos as well. I'm just working on some videos this week, let alone planning ahead for next month as it is, let alone the amount of games that are coming out next month as it is, you
Yeah, there's a ton.
know.
Yeah, there's a ton. There's always
Well, I'm
like
not saying a ton. There's just some particular ones I just want to get, like Gears and Gears 4, Battlefield 1, as well as Titanfall 2 and the Skyrim remake. But I don't know to pick up Titanfall 2. I'm still debating on that still, but I'm planning ahead as I do because I like planning ahead. It's how I am.
right, right, and and you're doing your weekly vlogs on Friday, right?
Oh, indeed. Even
Yes.
though that just recently I had did something last week and now it's been sorted this week, so it'd be nice to do something and this week for my vlog. Let them be discussing about
Man,
something.
you're teasing like, oh, I'll be doing something, but I'm not gonna tell you what it
I
is.
like teasing. It's the whole thing of plugging as it is.
You know, one thing that I find very annoying when I'm listening to your vlog, often I'm like, oh, and I'm going to be talking about this thing. But before I mention what I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be saying some other cryptic things. Anyways, the thing that I'll be talking about today is this and this and that.
Yeah, no, it just ties in with the whole topic as it is. That's how vlogs go.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
then podcasts as it is.
Yeah, I know. You're just teasing a lot, but that's cool.
I
I
like
like
teasing.
yeah, I like your vlogs, and that's
Thank you.
I always look forward to listening to them every weekend, and
Mm,
that's awesome. I like listening
yeah.
sometimes, sometimes watching a bit because you do your little
No, understandable.
sketches.
It's how it is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like to do my little film sketch videos as it is because I used to do like this thing where I do like a parody or something video game related or some kind of memes, but I cut down a bit lately this year due to some certain things. But I'll be discussing that in a special event video that I'll be planning to do because it's a certain month on a certain day because I've
Right.
been a long time YouTuber since it is
Oh, it's
hint
your.
hint.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I know what it is. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil what it
That's
is.
all right.
Yeah.
But I'll be working on something really special, which I'm looking forward to, which I need to start editing actually. But that's how YouTubers work. It's all about that editing grinding as it is.
All right. That's pretty cool though. All right. That should pretty much wrap it up. And where can we find you on Twitter?
At
At
CVT7.
StevieT7. All right, that's good. That's in the corner there, as you can see, and it's also in the description. And you can also find links to Stevie T7's channel in the description.
Hope the
And
link works
yes,
this time.
and you'll find a link to my channel. Actually, no, you don't find that because you're on my channel right now. So so that's all set. All right, so that should be pretty much it, man. We'll
I
see.
really enjoy this podcast and watch it to the end and understanding, let alone it was a dry podcast as it is. But
This,
we discussed some various things.
yes, this was dry, but I think it all worked out fine. Huh?
Yeah, I hope you really
Th-
enjoyed it regardless.
all right, we'll see you guys later then.
Anyway, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.